Flight 713 disappeared over Atlantic in 1981. 42 years later, it landed with all passengers alive and unchanged. Subscribe for investigations into suppressed temporal aviation incidents. September 14, 1981. Pan American Airways Flight 713. Route: New York, JFK to London Heathrow. Boeing 747. Registration: November 732. Papa Alpha. Departure: 0900 hours. Local time: Crew 11. Captain Richard Morrison. First Officer David Chen. Flight Engineer Thomas Brennan. 8 cabin crew. Passengers: 88. Manifest documented. Ticketing verified. Security screening completed per standard protocols. Total souls on board: 99. Flight cleared for takeoff. Runway 4 right. 0912 hours. Aircraft departed normal parameters. Climb rate standard. Initial heading 070 degrees. Last radio contact 0947 hours. Position 312 nautical miles east of New York. Altitude 37,000 feet. All systems nominal. Morrison reported routine status. Weather clear. No mechanical issues. No anomalies. Air traffic control acknowledged transmission. Expected next contact. 1 hour later. Contact did not occur. 01047 hours. Air traffic control attempted contact. No response. 01102 hours. Multiple contact attempts. No response obtained. 01123 hours. Emergency protocols initiated. Aircraft transponder signal lost. Radar contact lost. Radio communication ceased. Search and rescue operations commenced. 1200 hours. United States Coast Guard, Royal Air Force, multiple naval vessels, commercial shipping in area notified. Search area. Last known position expanding outward, 200 square. Nautical miles initially, expanded to 800 square miles by day 2. Duration of search, 17 days. Results: no debris located, no oil slick, no floating wreckage, no emergency beacons detected, no life rafts, no bodies, nothing found. September 30th, 1981. Search suspended. Aircraft and all occupants declared lost at sea. Presumed cause: catastrophic mechanical failure, rapid descent, impact with ocean surface, immediate destruction. All 99 souls declared deceased. Families notified. Insurance settlements processed. Memorial services conducted. Investigation concluded. Probable cause determined. Undetermined mechanical failure resulting in loss of control and ocean impact. Wreckage not recoverable due to depth and location. File closed February 1982. 42 years passed. March 9th, 2023. London Heathrow Airport. 0734 hours local time. Air traffic control detected aircraft on approach. No flight plan filed. No radio contact established. Transponder code. Obsolete format. Controllers attempted contact. No response. Aircraft continued approach. Landing gear deployed. Flaps extended. Standard landing configuration. The aircraft landed. Runway 27 left. 0741 hours. Boeing 747. Registration November 73. 2 Papa Alpha. Pan American Airways livery. Company ceased operations. 1991. 32 years prior. Emergency response activated. Fire crews. Medical personnel. Security services. Airport police surrounded aircraft on runway. Aircraft taxied to holding position. Engines shut down normally. No emergency declared by crew. No distress signals. Routine landing procedures. Ground crew approached. Safety protocols observed. Forward cabin door. Opened from inside. Stairs deployed. Passengers began deplaning. Standard procedures. No panic. No confusion. Normal behavior. 88 passengers. 11 crew. All 99 souls. All alive. All appearing healthy. All appearing exactly as manifested in 1981. No aging visible. No physical deterioration. Clothing matched 1981 styles. Technology matched 1981 standards. Personal effects. Newspapers dated September 14, 1981. Boarding passes showing JFK departure. Watches stopped at 0947 hours. All passengers confused. Believed flight duration was normal, approximately 7 hours New York to London. Expected arrival, approximately 1600 hours local time, September 14, 1981. Actual arrival, 0741 hours, local time March 9, 2023. Time elapsed, 42 years, 175 days, 22 hours, 54 minutes. Passengers showed no awareness of time passage. Captain Morrison questioned by air traffic control, asked to explain lack of radio contact, asked to explain transponder code, asked to explain Pan American livery on aircraft from defunct airline. Morrison stated flight was routine. Departed JFK 0912 hours. No anomalies encountered. Expected arrival, London Heathrow. Approximately 1600 hours. He was informed of current date, March 9, 2023. Morrison rejected information, stated impossible, requested verification from multiple sources. Verification provided, digital displays, ground crew confirmation, newspaper headlines, smartphone screens. Morrison observed evidence, did not accept. Immediately, insisted elaborate hoax, simulation, training exercise. Other crew members questioned. Separately, all reported identical experience, routine flight, no anomalies, no time awareness beyond standard 7-hour transatlantic crossing. Passengers interviewed, same responses, no unusual experiences during flight, normal service, normal duration, no indication of temporal displacement. All passengers and crew held for immediate medical evaluation, transported to secure facility, London. Location not disclosed publicly. Physical examinations conducted. All 99 individuals. Results biologically consistent with ages recorded in 1981 manifests. No aging detected. Cellular analysis showed no degradation, consistent with 42-year passage. Captain Morrison, age 47, in 1981. Physical examination showed biological age 47 in 2023. No aging. Passenger Sarah Williams, age 23, in 1981. Physical examination showed biological age 23 in 2023. No aging. Pattern consistent across all 99 examinations. Chronological age, 42 years older. Biological age, unchanged. Blood tests showed anomalous results. Isotope ratios inconsistent with current atmospheric baseline. Values matched atmospheric composition from 1981. Passengers and crew had not breathed 2023 atmosphere until landing. Bodies showed zero exposure to environmental changes over 4 decades, as if suspended, frozen, removed from normal time passage. Cognitive testing conducted. Memory assessment. Knowledge evaluation. All passengers and crew showed knowledge current to September 1981. No information beyond that date. No awareness of historical events between 1981 and 2023. Cold War status. Believed. Ongoing. Soviet Union. Believed existing. Technology. Believed limited to 1981 capabilities. Internet. Unknown to them. Smartphones. Incomprehensible. Current political figures. Unrecognized. Their memories stopped September 14, 1981. 0947 hours. Last radio contact moment. Everything after. Absent. British Civil Aviation Authority initiated investigation. March 9, 2023. Aircraft examined. Complete technical analysis. Boeing 747 registration. November 732. Papa Alpha. Manufacturing date 1977. Delivery to Pan American 1978, aircraft maintenance logs, current to September 13, 1981. Nothing beyond that date. Engine hours, matched expected accumulation for flight from New York to London, approximately 7 hours. Additional time beyond last logged. Maintenance. No evidence of 42-year aging, no corrosion, no material degradation, no environmental wear, fuel remaining. Consistent with arrival after 7-hour flight. Standard reserve amounts. Aircraft systems. Functional but obsolete. Navigation equipment from 1981 era. Radio systems using discontinued frequencies. Transponder broadcasting code format abandoned in 1994. The aircraft existed in 1981. Condition: perfect preservation. As if no time had passed. Flight data recorder recovered. Analysis conducted. Recording showed routine flight. Departure JFK. Normal climb. Cruise at 37,000 feet. Standard operations throughout. Last recorded moment. 0947 hours. September 14, 1981. Captain Morrison's routine status report to air traffic control. Then, data gap. Recording resumed. 0738 hours. March 9, 2023. Approach to London Heathrow. Landing procedures, normal operations. 42 years of flight data. Absent, not erased, simply not recorded, as if aircraft ceased existing for 42 years, then resumed. Cockpit voice recorder showed similar pattern. Normal crew communications until 0947. Gap. Resumption during approach 2023. No conversation during gap period. No indication crew experienced anything unusual. Discussion picked up naturally, as if continuous flight with no temporal displacement. Passengers' personal electronic devices examined. Cameras, watches, calculators, all stopped at 0947, September 14, 1981. Resumed function upon landing March 9, 2023. Mechanical devices continued from moment of suspension. Quartz watches displayed time as if only 7 hours elapsed, not 42 years. But calendars were wrong. Dates displayed September 14, 1981. Passengers were informed of displacement, shown evidence, newspapers, internet, historical records of events they missed. Responses varied: denial, confusion, distress, disbelief, eventually, acceptance of undeniable evidence. Families located. Where possible, Captain Morrison's wife, deceased 2011, heart disease, age 77. Morrison's children, now 68 and 65 years old, older than their father who remained 47. Passenger Thomas Hendricks, age 31 in 1981. His son, born 1979, now 44 years old, 13 years older than father. Family reunions occurred, documented by authorities. Psychological impact, severe. Parents meeting children who aged past them. Spouses meeting partners who aged while they did not. Siblings now separated by decades of age difference. Biological relationships inverted. Temporal positions scrambled. Federal Aviation Administration dispatched team, March 10, 2023. Joint investigation with British authorities. Coordination with European Union Aviation Safety Agency. The aircraft was impounded. Passengers and crew held at secure facility for continued evaluation. Media reports. Controlled. Initial coverage stated emergency landing, mechanical issues, routine, no casualties, true nature of incident, classified, information restricted, but leaks occurred. Airport personnel, medical staff, family members of passengers, social media posts appeared. March 10th through March 12th, descriptions of Boeing 747 with Pan American livery, passengers in outdated clothing, confusion at arrival, posts were removed. Platform, moderation cited violations of terms of service. Account suspended, content deleted, but screenshots circulated. Information spread through encrypted channels. Investigative journalist Rachel Morrison, same surname as previous suppressed cases, no confirmed relation. Obtained leaked documents. March 15, 2023. Documents included passenger manifest, medical examination summaries, initial investigation findings. Morrison. Attempted publication. 5 major outlets declined. No reasons provided. Independent online platform accepted article. Publication scheduled March 20th. Federal court order. March 18th. Southern District of New York. Injunction against publication. Classified information. National security concerns. Morrison's article was not published. She was served with subpoena. Required testimony before closed federal panel. Duration, 8 hours. No public record of proceedings. Morrison was prohibited from further investigation. Legal restrictions remain active, but documents continued circulating. Encrypted networks, anonymous uploads, researcher communities. Pattern analysis began. This incident was not unique. Case designation, TAY-17, Temporal Aviation Incident. 17. Previous cases exist, documented, classified, but leaked through various channels over decades. Case TAY-04, 1963, Douglas DC-8, disappeared over Pacific. Flight from Tokyo to San Francisco, 83 souls aboard. Aircraft landed San Francisco 1991, 28 years late. All passengers and crew alive. No aging detected. No awareness of time passage. Incident was classified within hours. Passengers and crew held at undisclosed facility. Media reports stated aircraft made emergency landing due to mechanical issues. True nature suppressed. Passengers were eventually released after extensive debriefing, required to sign comprehensive non-disclosure agreements, financial settlements provided, relocation assistance offered. Most passengers accepted settlements, relocated, changed identities, disappeared into new lives. 3 passengers violated agreements, attempted to discuss experience publicly. 2 were institutionalized, psychiatric diagnoses. 1 disappeared, missing person case, no resolution. Case TAY-08, 1977, Lockheed L-1011, disappeared over Atlantic. Flight from Miami to Madrid, 112 souls aboard. Aircraft landed Madrid 2009, 32 years late. All occupants alive, unchanged, no temporal awareness. Spanish authorities coordinated with United States federal agencies. Immediate classification. Passengers and crew detained. Extensive evaluation conducted. Aircraft was dismantled. Components analyzed at classified facility. Results: information unavailable. Passengers and crew. Current locations unknown. Official records state individuals were repatriated to countries of origin. Unofficial accounts suggest continued detention at secure facilities. One crew member, flight attendant Maria Santos, provided testimony before disappearance. Recording obtained by researcher 2016. Santos stated, "We experienced nothing unusual, normal flight, then landing. We were told 32 years passed, impossible to accept, but evidence was undeniable. Our families aged, world changed. We did not. Something happened at moment of last radio contact. Something removed us from normal time, kept us suspended, then returned us." Santos was asked. Suspended where? By what mechanism? Her response: "They never told us. Evaluation focused on our condition, not on cause. Questions about what we experienced, what we remembered, what we felt, but no explanations provided, no theories shared. They knew something, were investigating something, but shared nothing with us." Santos disappeared June 2016. Missing person report filed by family. Investigation showed no leads. Case remains open. Case TAY-12, 1994, Airbus A320 disappeared over Indian Ocean. Flight from Singapore to Sydney, 79 souls aboard. Aircraft landed Sydney 2018, 24 years late. All occupants unchanged. Australian Civil Aviation Safety Authority initiated investigation. Federal coordination immediate. Classification within 24 hours. Passengers and crew held at secure facility. 6 months detention. Extensive physical and psychological evaluation. Release occurred under strict conditions. Non-disclosure agreements, financial compensation, ongoing monitoring requirements. Several passengers attempted to form support group, share experiences, process collective trauma. Group was disbanded by federal authorities. Stated reason: national security concerns. Continued association between temporal displacement subjects posed classified risks. Passengers were prohibited from contact with each other. Violation would result in agreement revocation and possible prosecution. Pattern established across 17 documented cases. Temporal displacement events occurring since at least 1963, possibly earlier. Records prior to that date unavailable or destroyed. Frequency increasing. Average interval between cases declining. 1960s, 1 case per decade. 1990s, 3 cases per decade. 2000s, 7 cases documented. Acceleration suggests phenomenon is intensifying or detection is improving, or both. All cases share characteristics. Aircraft disappears during routine flight. No distress signals, no mechanical failures, no weather anomalies. Simply vanishes from radar and radio contact. Time gap varies. Minimum documented, 11 years. Maximum documented, 42 years. Average, 26.3 years. Aircraft reappears, lands at intended destination or nearby major airport. All systems functional. All occupants alive and unchanged. Passengers and crew show no aging. Biological condition matches departure date. No awareness of time passage. Believed flight duration was normal. Physical evidence supports temporal suspension. Isotope ratios, material conditions, technology states, all consistent with departure era. Federal response: immediate. Classification rapid. Witnesses detained. Evidence confiscated. Information suppressed. Theoretical analysis conducted by multiple research teams. All independent, all classified. Leaked documents from 2007 show preliminary findings. Physical mechanism: undetermined. Temporal displacement of macro objects violates known physical laws. Conservation of energy, causality principles, thermodynamic constraints, yet evidence is undeniable. Objects and people removed from normal time flow, suspended, preserved, returned decades later. One theory: closed time-like curves, relativistic space-time distortions, creating temporal loops. But energy requirements exceed anything achievable with current or foreseeable technology. Another theory: quantum temporal superposition. Objects existing simultaneously across multiple time states collapse into future time frame upon observation, but mechanism for sustained superposition of aircraft-sized masses unknown. Third theory: artificial intervention, external agency with advanced technology capable of temporal manipulation, but no evidence of such agency, no contact, no explanation, only effects without visible cause. All theories fail to explain key aspects: why commercial aircraft, why routine flights, why specific time gaps, why return at all. If natural phenomenon should show random distribution, affects all aircraft equally, occurs worldwide with consistent frequency. If technological intervention should show pattern suggesting purpose, selection criteria, intentional targeting, data shows neither pattern. Cases appear random but too rare for natural phenomenon, appear selected, but selection criteria unclear. Dr. James Holland, Same researcher from multiple previous suppressed cases. Compiled comprehensive database before his disappearance 2020. Database included all 17 documented temporal aviation cases, flight paths mapped, departure and arrival coordinates, time gaps analyzed, passenger demographics studied. Holland identified subtle pattern, not obvious, requires statistical analysis across all cases. Aircraft disappearances clustered geographically, 3 primary zones: Atlantic Ocean between 30 and 40 degrees north latitude, Pacific Ocean between 20 and 35 degrees north, Indian Ocean between 10 degrees south and 5 degrees north. These zones overlap with locations of other documented temporal anomalies, oceanic areas showing unexplained electromagnetic disturbances, regions of navigation equipment, malfunctions, areas of disappeared vessels both sea and air. Holland's analysis suggested zones represent areas of weakened temporal stability, locations where time flow is less rigid, where displacement events become possible, but mechanism creating weakness unexplained. Natural geological features show no correlation. Ocean depth irrelevant. Tectonic activity not predictive. Magnetic field variations not causative. Something else creates the zones, something not visible in conventional measurements. Holland attempted to publish findings. Submission to Journal of Temporal Physics. Paper rejected. Reason: journal does not exist. Submission sent to Holland was fake. No such journal in academic databases. Correspondence appeared legitimate. Submission process appeared standard, but destination was fabricated. Federal monitoring. Holland's communications intercepted. Submission diverted to classified review. Holland was unaware. 3 weeks later, federal agents visited Holland's residence, October 2019. Same visit referenced in previous cases. Holland disappeared, December 2020. His database was among materials distributed before disappearance. Recipient researchers continued analysis. 2021 through present. Additional pattern identified. Temporal displacement duration correlating with departure date. Earlier disappearances. Longer time gaps. 1963 case, 28 years. 1977 case, 32 years. 1981 case, 42 years. Recent disappearances. Shorter gaps. 2001 case, 11 years. 2007 case, 14 years. 2012 case, 9 years. Progression suggests convergence. Time gaps decreasing, approaching 0 point. Extrapolation indicates aircraft disappearing in 2025 might return 2028. 3-year gap. Aircraft disappearing in 2030 might return 2031. 1-year gap. Aircraft disappearing in 2035 might return immediately. 0 gap or negative gap. Negative gap implies arrival before departure, causality violation, effect preceding cause, implications, catastrophic for temporal stability. If aircraft can arrive before departing, closed causal loops form, paradoxes manifest, timeline integrity compromised, but extrapolation may be incorrect. Insufficient data, pattern might not continue linearly. Other factors may influence progression. Nevertheless, concerning trend, phenomenon accelerating, time gaps shortening, something approaching critical threshold, current status of flight, 713 passengers and crew, information restricted, official statement, individuals released after evaluation, returned to families, resuming normal lives, unofficial sources, passengers and crew remain at classified facility, location undisclosed, continued study ongoing, release date undetermined, families of passengers report, limited contact, supervised communications only, visits prohibited, individuals cannot leave facility voluntarily, de facto detention, no charges filed, no legal proceedings, held under national security provisions, duration indefinite, one family member attempted legal action, filed habeas corpus petition, case dismissed, national security exemption, court lacked jurisdiction over classified detention, appeal denied, higher courts declined review, passengers and crew remain detained. 2 years since landing, no indication of release. The aircraft dismantled. March through June 2023, components transported to classified facility, location believed to be Nevada test site. Based on transport logistics analysis, complete materials analysis conducted, every system examined, every component tested, looking for evidence of temporal displacement mechanism. Results classified. No information released, but budget documents show continued funding. Fiscal year 2024 allocation, Temporal Aviation Research Program, funding $93 million. Program actively investigating phenomenon. Scale of funding suggests significant resources committed, suggests findings of importance, suggests continuing threat assessment. Public awareness remains limited. Official narrative, routine emergency landing, medical, evaluation, standard procedures, true nature known only to involved agencies, detained passengers and crew, restricted research personnel, small number of researchers with leaked documentation, general population, unaware. Commercial aviation continues normally, thousands of flights daily, millions of passengers annually, all potentially subject to temporal displacement, random selection, invisible cause, unpredictable occurrence, no warning signs, no preventive measures, no protective protocols. Aircraft depart, most arrive normally, some vanish, removed from time, suspended in unknown state, returned years or decades later to world that aged without them, and frequency increases, time gaps shorten, phenomenon accelerates toward unknown culmination. Captain Morrison remains detained, age 47 biologically, age 89 chronologically, father to children now older than him, wife deceased 11 years before his return. He will never see her again at any age. His timeline and hers diverged permanently at 0947 hours, September 14, 1981, from his subjective experience. Yesterday, from objective reality, 42 years past, his memory of wife, age 43, her death, age 77, 34 years of her life unknown to him, unshared, lived while he was suspended in temporal gap. She aged, lived, died, grieved his loss, moved forward. He did not age, did not live those years, experienced nothing, emerged into future where she no longer existed. Temporal displacement creates permanent separation, not just physical, chronological. Individuals exist in incompatible timeframes, can never synchronize again. Passenger Sarah Williams, age 23, biologically, age 65, chronologically. Parents, deceased, father died 1997, mother died 2014, both before her return. She left for London, September 14, 1981. Young woman, starting career, full future ahead. She arrived March 9, 2023. Still young woman, career never started, future stolen, parents dead, world transformed, nothing familiar remaining. From her perspective, 7-hour flight. From reality's perspective, 42-year absence. Everyone she knew aged or died. Everything she understood became obsolete. She has no place in 2023. Biologically belongs to 1981. Chronologically trapped between incompatible eras. Displaced person, temporal refugee, multiply by 99. All passengers and crew experiencing similar loss, similar disconnection, similar impossibility of resuming normal existence. they cannot return home. Home exists 42 years in past, cannot return to families. Families aged beyond recognition or died cannot return to careers. Professions transformed, skills obsolete, can only remain detained, studied, evaluated, prevented from disrupting timeline further, hidden from public that must not know. Temporal stability is fragile, and similar fate awaits all future temporal displacement subjects, all passengers on future flights that vanish, all who are suspended, all who return to find everything they knew gone. The phenomenon continues, cannot be prevented, cannot be predicted, cannot be escaped. Commercial aviation operates on assumption of stable time, predictable causality, departure followed by arrival with consistent duration. But assumption is false. Time is not stable. Causality is not guaranteed. Duration is not consistent. Aircraft can be removed. Passengers can be suspended. Decades can pass in subjective instant, and it happens more frequently now. Time gaps shortening, approaching convergence, approaching moment when displacement duration equals zero, when aircraft might arrive before departing. What happens then? When cause follows effect, when arrival precedes departure, when temporal paradox manifests at commercial aviation scale, the detained passengers cannot answer. The classified research cannot predict. The acceleration cannot be stopped. Flight 713. Passengers sat in Boeing 747 cabin, September 14, 1981. Routine flight, normal service. Expected arrival, 1600 hours London at 0947 hours. Something intervened. Something removed them from time flow. Something suspended them for 42 years in state beyond normal existence, then returned them unchanged, unaged, unaware. They are evidence that time is not inviolable, that duration is not guaranteed, that causality can be disrupted, and they are proof that it will happen again to other flights, other passengers, other moments of normal routine suddenly interrupted by temporal removal. The next aircraft might vanish tomorrow, might return in 20 years, might return in 5 years, might return yesterday, creating paradox that unravels everything. No one knows when. No one knows which flight. No one knows what selects targets or determines duration or controls return. Only that it continues, accelerates, approaches critical threshold, and passengers boarding flights today have no warning, no protection, no guarantee they will arrive at expected time, in expected condition, at expected destination. They might arrive decades late, might find world transformed, might find everyone they knew dead, might find themselves displaced into future they never lived, might become like Flight 713 passengers, suspended, returned, destroyed by temporal separation from everything they were. The aircraft are flying now, thousands in air, millions of passengers this year, all moving through zones of weakened temporal stability, all potentially subject to displacement, and frequency increases, pattern intensifies, time gaps shorten, phenomenon approaches unknown culmination that might make all previous displacements seem insignificant. Flight 713 landed 42 years late. No one aged, no one understood why, and somewhere in secure facility, 99 people remain detained, living evidence of temporal fragility, proof that time can be broken, demonstration that causality is not absolute. They wait in 2025, biologically unchanged from 1981, chronologically impossibly displaced, temporally homeless, permanently exiled from their own timeline. While above them, aircraft continue flying, passengers continue boarding, flights continue departing, all trusting that time remains stable, that duration remains consistent. that arrival will follow departure predictably, that trust is misplaced, time is not stable, displacement is real. It happened 17 times documented, probably more undocumented. Will happen again. The next flight could vanish tonight, could return tomorrow, could return in decades, could return before departing, fracturing causality beyond repair. No one can prevent it. No one can predict it. No one can protect against it. Only wait and watch and count the flights that vanish and measure the shortening time gaps and wonder what happens when convergence completes, when temporal displacement becomes instantaneous, when aircraft exist simultaneously at departure and arrival, when causality collapses and time itself becomes negotiable. Flight 713 was evidence. 17 documented cases are pattern. Accelerating frequency is warning. Something is breaking. Time is fragmenting. Stability is failing. And commercial aviation flies through unstable zones, carrying millions who have no idea their journey might not proceed through normal duration, might instead suspend them, remove them, return them to future they never experienced, where everyone they knew is gone, where they have no place, where they become living paradoxes trapped between incompatible time frames. The passengers of Flight 713 are detained because releasing them is impossible. They belong to 1981, exist in 2025, cannot reconcile the displacement, cannot resume normal existence, cannot explain what they experienced because they experienced nothing, only absence, only gap, only temporal void. That defies explanation. They are evidence that terrifies authorities into classification, proof that demands suppression, pattern that cannot be acknowledged without admitting time is vulnerable, and millions fly through zones where it can fail, and they wait in their facility. 47 years old chronologically from 1981 perspective, 6 years old chronologically from emergence perspective, biologically unchanged, temporally destroyed, waiting for explanation that will never come, waiting for release that cannot happen, waiting while phenomenon that displaced them accelerates toward unknown threshold, waiting while time itself proves unstable, while causality proves fragile, while normal duration proves no longer guaranteed. Flight 713 landed 42 years late, all passengers alive, none aged, and the question remains, where were they? What suspended them? What will happen when time gaps reach zero and aircraft begin arriving before departing? No official answer exists. Only detained passengers who cannot explain. Only classified research that will not disclose. Only accelerating pattern that suggests answer is approaching, whether humanity is ready or not.